Are you a Care Bear or an energy vacuum? What am I talking about? Let's find out. Hello friends, back again. Hope you are well. Silence. Yes, right, energy. Are you a Care Bear or an energy vacuum? What the f am I talking about today? Well, let's get to this. Subscribe. Still at 198, love to get to the 200. Just because, why not? Care Bear or energy vacuum? What is this? So you may or may not remember Care Bears. If you don't, they're these kind of, I guess, bears that care. Now they're kind of, I guess, cartoon character bear things, animated, and they did this thing called the Care Bear stare, where they kind of just sort of projected this energy thing. This is not a sort of a factual history lesson about the Care Bears. This kind of energy beam thing from their chest out, and basically just giving a shitload of energy into the room, the area. That's what I'm talking about, being a Care Bear. Care Bears are amazing because they're just giving out good energy, basically. So being a Care Bear is an amazing thing, or being like a Care, maybe being a Care Bear may be an amazing thing, I don't know, because you'd be like an animated character. In some ways, probably good. But being like a Care Bear is an amazing thing because it's just that giving out of positive vibes. Now, there's some people I know who are literally like this. One person is my good old Gemma Stone. Absolutely radiates the room with positive vibes, amazingness, absolutely amazing. And that kind of person is, I'd say, rare, but it's relatively rare, unfortunately. It's not often you get someone who will just light up a room just by being there, through some part what they say, but just their energy, their vibe. And it's amazing to be around people like that. And I do feel honoured and a bit gushy, but kind of, you know, grateful to know her, because it's lovely to know someone like that. It really, really is. I mean, you may know someone in your life or your work or your friend circle or whatever that's like that, just kind of raises the energy, just kind of whew. And I did a video about this recently. I'm talking about Emilia Clarke. If you see her on interviews, she just radiates sort of energy and enthusiasm and excitement and all that kind of good stuff. And these are the people that's amazing to be around, because they literally just lift up the room. And if people are in a bit of a bad mood, 5-10 minutes around these type of people, your mood changes, you're much happier, and it's, you know, it's all good. So being more Care Bear is only a good thing. It's an amazing thing, and it's not about sort of living a false life and pretending to be like that, but developing that vibe, that natural thing. And where that can come from is being you, being truly, truly you. Because when you're trying to have this kind of facade, this falseness, this front, then all your kind of energy goes on that and protecting that and keeping up that. And, well, it's exhausting. I think we've all sort of done that to a degree, but just in the last few months I've really come to the realisation that that is just fucking ridiculous and pointless, and just be me and we're all Gucci. But it's that fact that when you're you almost naturally radiate energy, because you're not hiding behind anything, you're just being you. And even if you're not in a particularly upbeat or good mood, or you're a bit sad or a bit down, there's still that natural energy that's kind of vibrating out from you because of you're being actually you. And that's, again, unfortunately, quite a rare thing these days. So when you do meet someone who does have that kind of personality or that kind of vibe, stands out, and everyone wants to be around that person. And you'll notice if you know people like that, they kind of attract people towards them because they are such fun to be around. They've got this good energy, this good vibe, and they're great people. And so that often comes from just being yourself and having maybe the confidence in yourself to just be real and not have any kind of facade or anything like that. So the other side of that is being an energy vacuum. Good timing on energy vacuum. Should be taken away. One thing on that, it said being the energy vacuum, whereby you go into a room and you kind of, you suck the fun or the positive vibes or the emotions and all that out of the room. Again, you probably know people like this. I certainly do. Unfortunately, you're in their company for sort of 5 minutes and you're like, ugh, because they've just drained all of the happiness, the good vibes, everything, because they're just
whining on about stuff and moaning and complaining and just feel this necessity to complain and just
shut the f*** up. If you've got nothing good to say or nothing positive to say, why say anything? Simple. But people just feel they need to moan and complain and bitch and it's just so these are the people who are basically energy vacuums. They just suck all the fun, the good stuff out of the room. So be more Care Bear and less energy vacuum. Where this kind of flows on is a point of always leave people better than you found them. So what do I mean by that? Well, it's a case of when you enter a room of having that positive energy, that vibe, that happiness, that whatever it is, and you're kind of raising the energy level up, that when you then leave the room, everyone is a little bit sort of better, a little bit happier, a little bit maybe more energized, as opposed to if you're the energy vacuum, you enter a room and you leave people worse off than when they started, because you've sucked all the energy and the fun and everything out of the room. If you think every time you interact with someone that your purpose of that interaction is to leave them better than when you found them, and if everybody does that in the world, my God, it would be an amazing, amazing place. You're not trying to kind of get something out of someone and put them down or leave them worse off. No matter who it is, if it's a traffic warden who's giving you a parking ticket, if it's your managers telling you off, you're not a child, but your manager's reprimanding you about something, whatever it is, always aim to leave that person better off than when you first join that interaction. And sometimes that is really, really difficult depending on the situation. But if you aim for that, one, it's going to lessen the severity of a bad situation because you're kind of adding positivity to that person's life, but also, you know, you're just going to feel amazing. More importantly, the other person's going to feel amazing because you've kind of added energy to them. And it's very rare in a situation where perhaps you're being reprimanded or someone's telling you that your flight's been cancelled and you're like, oh, and the natural thing is possibly to shout and scream and swear at the flight attendant or at the desk who's telling you that. But actually, if you think about it around the other way, you know, it's not their fault that the flight's cancelled at all, and they didn't personally cancel it to annoy you. So if you can then treat them and treat that interaction, that experience, and you want to leave them better off than when you started, that's going to make you feel so much better about the whole situation anyway. It's going to make them feel better because they're having a pretty day anyway, having to tell people their flight's cancelled. Whether or not you're nice to them or you're horrible to them, the flight's cancelled. So why the are you going to be horrible to them? Why not be nice to them and really trying to raise them up a bit, because they're having a crappy day and it might help them make their day a bit better, make your day a bit better. Everyone wins. Yes, the flight's still cancelled. Yes, we know that. But how you interact with this person, good or bad, is not going to change the flight being cancelled. Why take that into consideration? Forget that and just kind of help them have a better day, and likewise you'll have a better day too. Another point, which is perhaps controversial, it's something that I do, not necessarily saying it's for everyone, but be you. Always be you. Be the real you. No fluff, no pretense, no concern of what other people think about you. Just be the genuine you. But I want you to take that a little bit further. Be you times 1,000. If anyone who knows me will be,
oh, for sake, no, not Daz times 1,000. Daz times 1 is annoying enough.
Go to like the ridiculous degree. Be you times 1,000 and just exaggerate it. And that is the thing which I was alluding to with the Emilia Clarke thing, where rather than just be, you know, a nice person and lovely and happy and, you know, not bring everyone down, amp up the energy. Come on, really just raise it. Really kind of go mental, go 1,000 times more than you would normally do. Now, at first, if you're not that kind of person, this is going to feel very, very uncomfortable and very weird. And other people are going to think,
what's going on? What's going on with him or her?
But the point is, by raising that up, really amping up your energy levels and your positivity and everything, it's so contagious that other people around you are going to kind of raise up naturally, so you're then leaving them better than when you found them. It also gives you a kind of boost in energy, and so it's all amazing. You know, there's no downside. Now, the thing that stops people doing this is the fear of what other people will think. Of what other people think. It does not matter. It seriously doesn't matter. Be you times 1,000 and just really amp up everything. Because when you do, the vibe just explodes. Just be you, but be a you times 1,000 and just exaggerate it, absolutely exaggerate it, because by doing that you're going to feel good, you're going to end up leaving everyone else feeling amazing. And this is where it comes into the point of, it's a very, very fine line between being like the absolute kind of life and soul and energy and all that, and being an absolute arsehole. It's a very fine line, and it's a line that I constantly cross and often on the bad side of that, but without that risk you're not going to get the positive. It's like, you know, if you're quite a guarded, closed person, yes, you're not going to get hurt by anyone, but you're also going to get the good stuff, the real love and the real emotion, because you're guarded. And so you have to almost take the rough with the smooth. You know, you have to be able to take some bad stuff to allow the good stuff. Being willing and comfortable and accepting that sometimes you are going to cross that line of being an absolute arsehole, but as long as most of the time you're actually fun, then that's fine. It's a trade-off. Because if you're so afraid of being an arsehole or being judged and criticised and comments and all that stuff, then you'll never take risks. Having the ability to take risks and not care what other people think, sometimes you're going to f*** up and you're going to get it wrong and you're going to be in the arsehole territory and it's going to feel a bit icky. But most of the time you're going to be in the upbeat, positive area. But just sometimes there. When whatever you're doing, not be concerned about other people's opinions on you and why you're doing it. It doesn't matter other people's opinions. It really doesn't matter. So being free and able to just be yourself and times 1,000 and whatever people think, you're going to be super free. You're going to feel so good. You're going to raise the energy up. Yes, sometimes you'll mess up, but most of the time you won't. And it will feel amazing for you and amazing for everyone else. There is that fine line, but the line. There are no barriers. There are no limits. Be you, be the best you, and kind of just live it and just raise that energy, because that's what it's all about. Raise the energy, you'll feel great, everyone around you will feel great, and full stop, that's it. So that's all I've got time for today. I hope you got some value and enjoyed this video. It's a simple way to get energy and raise the energy in a group or workplace, something like that. But yeah, just be you times 1,000 or even times 100, let's be honest. But you know, just raise the game, raise up the energy, really kind of amp it up, give it some energy, and f*** what people think about you. Do not give a shit and f*** everyone who comments and stabs you in the back and talks about you and all that. Who gives a f***? It doesn't matter. Be yourself, be the best self you can be fun, be energetic, be free, live your life, f*** everyone else who doesn't like it. See you guys tomorrow. Subscribe, the like button in the face, everything in the wrong order. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so down here, and check out my other video down here. Remember, live your best life and profit from that passion. See you next time. Bye-bye.